Good morning and welcome to the 2020 Town of Lewisboro Memorial Day ceremony. Very, very different from what we've done in the past. There's no races, there's no parade, and there's no church fair. But maybe we can really focus on the purpose of this day, which is to honor those who gave the ultimate sacrifice serving their country. With me today, I'm John Lemke. I'm the chairman of the Town Veteran Advisory Committee, and with me, who helped tremendously in pulling this together, are three town officers, two here, Tony Gonzalez and Jennifer Castellon, and Jane Simmons is here also. Right there. Also is Colonel Frank Kelly, who will say a few words. We have Scout Emma Gomes and her mother Doris Peter, and on taps is Tom Gossett. So at this time, unless you two have something you want to say?
I just want to thank John Lemke for taking the lead in chairing our Veterans Advisory Committee and for pulling this together. It was all John's work, and it was his idea to do a smaller gathering. So thank you very much, John.
You're very welcome. So at this time, we'll ask Colonel Frank Kelly to come up and say a few words.
Good morning. Ladies and gentlemen, town officials, thank you very much. Very pleased to be here today. It's signal and important that we commemorate Memorial Day on a day like this. In a time of shared strife, it's all the more important to learn the lessons of history and to understand who's gone before us and what they've left for us. I prepared some remarks a little bit more brief than other years, but I think poignant nonetheless for our time period. We are in trying and challenging times, and we must reflect on the sacrifice of the heroes and the meaning to us now of that sacrifice. I have asked before in this position that as a society we question whether our words, actions, lives, and works are worthy of the price paid by those who have gone before and paid the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom and liberty. Now I ask it again in a time of shared strife. We must take counsel of our fears. We must take counsel of our convictions. Who are we, and who has made us so? What do we believe as a people? We are in challenging times, no question. But these are not unprecedented times. We have in the last 120 years faced existential threats, the First and Second World Wars, nuclear annihilation by mutually assured destruction, depression, mass unemployment, mass migrations, pandemic flu, the Spanish flu, SARS, bird flu, swine flu. In fact, there was a pandemic no more than 10 years ago, June 2009 to August 2010. The CDC and WHO called a pandemic to which the United States responded. It was H1N1. We have things in place to react to that sort of pandemic. We've gone through it before and we'll get through it again. We've had insidious and unsettling threats, terror attacks, recession. We've been through it before, and we will get through it again by observing the example of those who've gone before us. We have always prevailed, and we always will prevail. Here, we will prevail as well. Those persons we honor today in a Memorial Day ceremony knew we would prevail, or at least had such faith in us that they believed we would prevail, and they bore the cost of that belief for us to be here today and to practice as a society our beliefs. The lessons of that sacrifice are that we can and should live free from fear. Freedom from fear is a human right. It's always been ensconced in our human historical background, and was last written down in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights by the United Nations in 1948. Young men and women whose actions in the face of horror and abomination have given us the gift of freedom and the liberty our society enjoys, knew well and say to us now that the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Franklin Roosevelt, when he was elected in 1933 in his first inaugural speech, said those very words. And when President Roosevelt spoke those words in 1933, he was telling us that it is only nameless, unreasoning, unjustified terror that paralyzes us. What is needed now is to shuffle off the weight of that terror, shuffle off the weight of those fears, take heart in the strivings of our community, and convert retreat into the advance of the nation. We must steel ourselves to leading the charge towards human fulfillment. America leads the way in attaining the human spirit through the freedom, liberty, and justice which are the instruments of our salvation. The heroes we honor today have given of themselves to fortify our resolve to defeat the shibboleth of fear and beseech us to advance bravely against the challenges we face today. We must always intelligently assay the risks, but never trade essential liberty for temporary security. In this challenging time of uncertainty, I would say to you, take heart, do not fear, strive forward. Thank you.
Frank, thank you for the inspiring words. I wish I could shake your hand. At this time, we'll lay the wreath. Emma and Doris. Thank you all for coming and watching. That concludes our ceremony. Hope everyone has a good rest of their Memorial Day. Thank you.
Good day. This is Tony Gonzalez, town board member, town of Lewisboro. We held our Memorial Day ceremony today. Different than prior years. We had a small crowd, but still the message was the same. It was to honor those who sacrificed their lives for the liberties we enjoy today. And I'd like to thank John Lemke, the chair of our newly formed Veterans Advisory Committee, for putting this ceremony together. Worked out well, and I'm hoping that people got to see it live stream over Zoom, and it will be on LCTV as well. Thank you.
My name is Jane Clemens, and I sit on the Lewisboro Town Board. We're here today on Memorial Day, celebrating in a different way than usual, more simple but equally as moving. We had a very moving speech by Frank Kelly and a moving rendition of Taps and a wreath was laid by Emma Gomes of PAC 154, and her mother, longtime youth volunteer Doris Peter, was also here. I'm still recovering from the ceremony, but also wanted to say hello. And if everybody could take the 5 minutes it's going to take to watch, I think that would honor many men and women who have sacrificed for this country. I also want to thank you for watching this Memorial Day service on LCTV Channel 20.
Good morning. My name is Jennifer Castellano. I'm a town board member in the town of Lewisboro, here at our town hall celebrating Memorial Day 2020, a slightly different celebration than what we're accustomed to here. We had a small gathering put together by our Veterans Advisory Committee, organized by John Lemke and our board member Tony Gonzalez. We were able to pay respects to our veterans who we pause to keep in our thoughts today on this Memorial Day for paying the ultimate sacrifice for their service to our town, our country, and our nation. And I hope that our residents in town will take the time today to observe and think of the veterans in their lives and their family members who have paid the ultimate sacrifice for our country. Thank you for your service.
Good morning. It's Memorial Day 2020. We're doing a little different stuff today. Sorry I didn't get to run the 5K. I'm looking forward to that next year in 2021. I've done it almost every year since we've lived here, unless I was deployed overseas in combat. But other than that, I've done the 5K. So looking forward to that coming back in Memorial Day here in Lewisboro. It's always a great event, and it brings the community together. I'm happy and very, very pleased, professionally and personally, that the town saw fit to have a ceremony today to memorialize our fallen soldiers in 2020. Even though it was a little logistically difficult to do it, I'm happy they did. God bless you all, and enjoy Memorial Day.
Hi, my name is Doris Peter, and I'm a den leader in PAC 154, which is a local Cub Scout troop, or PAC, and my daughter here, Emma Gomes, and we're here representing all of the Cub Scouts and all of the scouts in the area today on Memorial Day here at this ceremony, and it really means a lot to us. You know, in the community, we really need to think about those who have sacrificed their lives for us, and think about what it means for us in the future, and look back on the history as it reflects on our daily life. And here we had a chance to think about that in this ceremony that was put together. And all of the local troops and PACs in the area really care about Memorial Day, and they wish they were all here today, but unable to due to the situation. So, you know, we're here to represent them and to thank those who have fallen for us and for our democracy. And thank you very much.
I'm John Lemke, and I'm very happy that we did this for Memorial Day. I can't imagine a Memorial Day without a ceremony. I've probably seen about 50 of them. My wife even more, because she grew up in town. She came at a very young age. My experience was, I went to a military academy, so I lived 4 years while going to school in the military, and ceremonies were very important to us, particularly Veterans Day and Memorial Day. So it's a good thing to recognize our veterans and especially those who gave their lives. Thank you.
You're watching Lewisboro Community Television, Channel 20.